All right, so for this problem, the first thing I would likely want to notice is the degrees, the dominant term, and sometimes I'll call it the boss terms. The dominant term in the numerator is the n squared. The highest degree, that's 2, the exponent. And then in the denominator, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking in terms of, this might not be the formal definition of degree, but I'm thinking highest exponent is 3/2. I'm seeing I have n to the third, but that's under a square root. So the 3/2. The numerator has a higher exponent than the denominator. So the dominant terms, the bosses, are right here. And they, as n goes to infinity, they take control of this whole expression. This plus 4n, and it's under the square root as well, but I'm adding something to the denominator. This is going to add very little to the result as n approaches infinity. And because the degree of the numerator is bigger than the degree of the denominator, this limit is infinity. So in last semester, you probably worked some of these problems, and you probably went through, multiply the top. It was the degree of the denominator that we picked, the highest. Multiply the top by 1 over n to the 3/2. I got to multiply the bottom by that. I would, multiply that in, distribute, and then take the limits, and I will get infinity. Now, for this course, the thing is, you've probably done so many like that you should be comfortable just looking at the degrees at this point. So, what I want to do in a graphing calculator is this. I want to show this dominant term business in the graphing calculator. Let's graph. The a sub n is the n squared over the square root of n cubed plus 4n in a graphing calculator. And I'm going to graph, I'll call it b sub n, is n squared over the square root of n cubed. Well, I could just reduce that. I guess I'll plug it in like that in my in this calculator. But yeah, that does reduce, doesn't it? Reduces to what? N to the 1/2. That's just n squared over n to the 3/2. That's the square root of n. So in the calculator, if you go to y equals, there's my functions. You could do this as a function, but you also can put your calculator in the mode for sequences. So